Librans. This is Karen, the Forest Empress, and I am here with your May 1st through 15th tarot card reading. I will also be pulling a fairy oracle card as well as a power animal oracle card at the end of the reading to tie everything together. Before I start the reading, I would just like to thank you for all the likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. I read all the comments and I've just been overwhelmed with the love and support from everyone. I really love all the kind words and really appreciate it. And I do try to reply to them as much as I can, but I just want to let you know that I'm very grateful for everything and thank you for your support. If you would like to learn more about me, I have provided on my channel an introductory video, which tells it's 8 minutes long, and it just tells a little bit about me and what I actually do for a living besides reading cards, and that is actually writing books. And at the end of this reading, I will show you one of my books, and in case it's something that tickles your fancy, you can check it out. You could learn more by watching the introductory video or just checking out the book at the end of this video if it's something that seems like it would interest you. But let's get into your reading. It's looking great. And before I start, because I will forget this, I just want to say for you Librans, in these first 2 weeks of May, there are 2 numbers that came up multiple times in your reading. So I would pay attention to the number 10, because that came up twice in your cards, as well as the number 7 came up 3 times in your cards. So 777, extremely lucky. I don't normally say go to the casino, and actually I don't even advise going to the casino, but if it's something that you enjoy doing and you have the funds, the ability to do it, it does seem like there will be some good luck on your side in these first 2 weeks, but I don't condone it. So because I mean, every time I go, I always lose. So, but sometimes, you might want to. And if you, if you're looking for that, affirmation of luck, it's here. Because we have 2 10s, 3 7s. It's looking good for you in these first 2 weeks in terms of luck. But let's get into your cards. In the first week of May, the first card that we have coming up is the 7 of Cups in reverse. So you could be getting caught up in some emotional fantasies in your head, and it sounds really good while it's in your head, but just don't lose sight of the reality that is actually going on around you. And I know it's hard, but try not to get a sense of false hope. Whatever you're dealing with, if it's a relationship, if it's your career, just try to be as realistic and as diplomatic as possible with this card coming up first in the first week of May. There could have been a loss of an opportunity that maybe was somewhat upsetting to you. This is just a reminder to be careful when making important decisions, and just remember that doing nothing results in nothing. I don't really think of Librans as doing much in inaction, because they, the ones I know are always very successful, driven people. But this is just a reminder to not to get too caught up in emotional fantasies and to not do nothing about something in your life that you feel needs action, if that makes sense. Second card you have coming up in the first week of May is the best card for wealth in the deck, in my opinion. You have the 10 of Pentacles. So it is looking great for money in the first week of May, and it looks like it's even carrying over into the second week of May also. This is wealth, success. You could be experiencing some honor in whatever this reading is pertaining to in your life. This is good family life at home. You could be getting an inheritance. You could be finding out about an inheritance. This also can be a card of marriage. So if that's something that you're looking for, if you're thinking, should I propose or not? Like, this would be saying to go ahead and do it because it's looking really good. This also could be a card of carrying on a family tradition. So if that is something that pertains to you, then this also is a positive omen for that. But whatever endeavors you are in regards to money are looking very fruitful, and just money in general looks great. None of the other signs had this card come up so far. So to have this card, I always, get a little giddy when I see it, because it does mean that there's going to be prosperity coming your way. Last card we have in the first week of May is the Ace of Wands. And this could be pertaining to the Ten of Pentacles too. This is the beginning of an enterprise, beginning of a new creative project, beginning of a new chapter in your life even. This could be a new business that you're starting or a new relationship in regards to your career. You know, in some cases, it could be a new relationship in general, but success is pretty much guaranteed with this. So, I mean, lucky you to get the Ten of Pentacles and then the Ace of Wands right after. I would just say that the first week of May, try not to get too big of a head on yourself, because everything is just looking really good for you. And I don't think you really have a need to get caught up in emotional fantasies. And if you are at the beginning of the week, I think you'll be well into reality when you see all the good things that are coming your way towards the middle to the end of the week. Now, in the second week of May, the first card we have coming up is the Ten of Wands. This, you know, if you're working really hard on a new enterprise or you're working really hard making a lot of money, it can be very stressful. It can feel like a burden, but this is a reminder to, you know, that you probably have enough going on your own that you don't need to be taking on other people's burdens onto your shoulders as well. So if people are coming to you with a lot of extra things that you just don't want to deal with, then don't deal with them, because you have enough on your plate, and you know, you have enough ingredients for success that you should probably just be focusing on what you see in your end zone for success for your own personal life. There could be some difficult tasks coming your way, and it could seem like it's trying or it's testing you in some way. You're going to complete it, you're going to overcome it, and you're going to be very successful, and you're going to do it extremely well. As you can see, this guy has a lot of wands that he's carrying, but he figured out a way to kind of bind them so he can carry them all in the most effective manner. And so I would keep that in mind if you feel like you're being burdened in the second week, that there's nothing that a little smarts and efficiency can't overcome. And that's something that I think that you are very good at, Librans. Second card we have coming up in the second week of May is the Seven of Wands. So if people are coming to you trying to burden you with things, you need to stand your ground and you need to stand up for yourself, because a firm attitude and resolute actions are going to win and cause that eventual triumph in the end. So don't, you know, defy all odds. And maybe if people expect something of you, go above and beyond that, because you really are going to be seeing a lot of successes as long as you kind of stick to this advice that these cards are giving, and just remember those 7s and 10s. Now, the last card we have in the second week of May is also a number 7. It is the Chariot in reverse. You know, if you're feeling burdened, things can feel like they're out of control, but they're really not. It just could be that there could be a couple of delays or hitches, and it could be in regards to this card. But it, you know, whatever temporary delays or frustrations that occur, you have a lot to look forward to in the near to eventual future. So the Chariot does turn around. Even if there's a hitch, he picks himself up and he keeps going, and he moves pretty quickly. So just don't let that affect you. This could also be indicative of just a disrupt in travel plans. Right now we have Mercury in retrograde, and that in itself can cause delays in travel or just hitches in travel plans. So just keep that in mind if you're planning a trip, or if you're just kind of trying to plan something in general. Just kind of be aware of anything that could pop up. And if things pop up that you don't expect, just deal with them as they come. And I would say use your intuition in terms of how to deal with each thing, and use your knowledge and experience that you've accrued, because it's showing here that you have all the, you know, you have everything at your fingertips to get this Chariot to get over the hitch and to keep going as fast as possible. Now let's pull a fairy card, and then we'll pull an animal card. And I just want to quickly explain that the reason why we're doing fairies and animals for this reading is because the book that I'm going to talk to you about in just a minute, it has to do with fairies and animals living together in an enchanted forest. I might have said that at the beginning, but let's pick your fairy card. When you do a lot of reading, sometimes they all like get jumbled in and I'm like, what did I say to each sign? But let's just see what the fairies have to say. Travel. So we just talked about travel. An upcoming trip proves to be life-changing in positive ways. This doesn't have to be a long-range trip. This can be just a short trip, you know, even if you just get away for the weekend or just, you know, get away for one day, just a day trip or something like that. But there could be something that happens when you are, you know, away from home as far as it may be, that could really open your eyes to see something in a different light and maybe shed a new perspective on something. So keep that in mind. If you are even considering traveling, this would say that you should do it. And even if there are hitches, I mean, I think even when Mercury's in retrograde, traveling is such that, you know, that those kinds of things happen anyway. I'm not a good traveler though. But let's pull an animal oracle card and see what animals we can draw strength and inspiration from. The raccoon. This is great for you, Librans. Resourcefulness. You have all the resources you need. So this talks about resources. This talks about the beginning of things that could eventually turn into resources. The raccoon is extremely resourceful. They eat pretty much anything. They you know, they have very creative ways of obtaining their food, and that's what makes them so successful as a species, and that's why they're able to live comfortably among humans. And it's just this kind of creative intelligence, which goes along with this creative intelligence and the start to something new and creative. You have all the resources to do whatever it is you need to do, and it's just, you know, using those resources to your advantage. Just really quickly before we end, I just want to show you the cover of my book. This is The Falling. It is book 1 of the Forest Spirit series. I talked about the fairies and the animals and all that fun stuff. I write under a pen name, T. Damon. If this looks like something that you would be interested in, I suggest you watch my introductory video. Or if you just already know that you would be interested in this, you can find this book on Amazon. The Falling is book 1. The Haunting is book 2. It is also available, and book 3 will actually be available this summer. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, subscribe, comment. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful first 2 weeks of May, and I'll see you for the second 2 weeks in May. Take care. Bye.